Hi, I'm Dave. Have you ever noticed that you can sit alone at your desk for hours, completely paralyzed by a task, but the moment someone else walks into the room, suddenly you're typing, organizing, or folding laundry like your life depends on it? That strange magic has a name. It's called body doubling. And if you have ADHD, this might be one of the most powerful productivity tools you'll ever discover. In this video, I'll explain exactly why body doubling works for ADHD, the brain science behind it, and, most importantly, at the end, I'll give you real, actionable ways you can start using this strategy today. So what exactly is body doubling? At its core, body doubling is simply working alongside another person as a way to stay focused. They don't even have to help you. They don't need to comment on your work or give you feedback. They just exist in the same space as you. Think of it as borrowing someone's presence to anchor yourself in the task you keep avoiding. It sounds ridiculously simple, almost too good to be true. But for people with ADHD, this strategy is like turning on a hidden switch in the brain. And don't worry, I'll show you multiple creative ways to set up your own body double later in the video. To understand why body doubling works, we first need to talk about why doing things alone can feel so impossible for ADHD brains. ADHD isn't about laziness or lack of willpower. It's about the way the brain handles motivation, attention, and reward. Most people rely on internal motivation. If something is boring, they push through because their brain knows it'll pay off later. But with ADHD, the brain's dopamine system works differently. Delayed rewards don't light up the same way. That's why writing that report, cleaning your room, or finishing that spreadsheet can feel unbearable when you're by yourself. Instead, ADHD brains respond best to immediacy, novelty, and external accountability. That's exactly where body doubling comes in. Stick with me, because in a few minutes, I'll give you step-by-step options for how you can create this sense of accountability in your own life. So what's happening inside the brain when a body double is present? First, there's external regulation. Someone else's presence creates a structure your brain can borrow, almost like outsourcing your executive function for a little while. Second, there's social pressure without judgment. Even if your body double isn't paying attention to you, your brain feels a subtle sense of being watched, and that alone can spark action. Third, mirror neurons fire up. These are brain cells that activate both when you perform an action and when you observe someone else doing it. If your body double is working, your brain starts mirroring that focus. And finally, there's an immediate feedback loop. Just knowing another human is nearby provides instant accountability, which boosts dopamine and makes the task less daunting. Put simply, body doubling hijacks the ADHD brain's need for external stimulation and transforms it into focus fuel. And yes, before we wrap up, I'll show you how to use these brain tricks on demand, even if no one is around you physically. You might already be using body doubling without realizing it. Think of study sessions in libraries, where sitting quietly with other students keeps you anchored in the vibe of productivity, or co-working spaces, where everyone's typing away, so you do too, or even cleaning with a roommate or partner. Suddenly, scrubbing dishes doesn't feel like torture. It feels like teamwork. Here's a classic ADHD example. You've avoided doing laundry all week. Then a friend comes over, sits on the couch scrolling TikTok, and magically, you're folding clothes, like a machine. That's body doubling in action. And if you're thinking, well, I live alone, what about me? Don't click away, because I'll show you virtual and even solo body doubling tricks in just a bit. But what if you don't have a roommate, a coworker, or a friend who can just sit next to you all day? That's where virtual body doubling comes in. Today, thousands of people use online body doubling sessions to stay productive. Platforms like FocusMate, Discord accountability groups, or even Zoom co-working calls let you log in, see someone else on the screen, and work silently together. It may sound awkward at first, but it works, because your ADHD brain doesn't care whether the person is physically next to you or pixelated on a screen. It just craves that sense of external presence. And here's the cool part. Even recorded Study With Me videos or live streams can act as body doubles. If you've ever pulled up a Study With Me Pomodoro session on YouTube and found yourself laser focused, congratulations, you just hacked your brain with a digital body double. And later, I'll give you a list of the easiest ways to set this up right from your phone or laptop. Here's what makes body doubling so powerful. It doesn't rely on willpower. Most productivity advice sounds like, just try harder, build discipline, stop procrastinating. But ADHD brains don't respond well to lectures about discipline. What they respond to is environmental design. Body doubling is environmental design at its best. It takes advantage of natural human tendencies, our social wiring, and channels them into focus. Instead of fighting your brain, you're giving it exactly what it needs: external stimulation, and accountability. And in a moment, I'll show you how to design your own environment, whether that's with friends, coworkers, or even strangers on the internet, to give your brain the cues it craves. So how do you actually get started? Here are a few simple ways. Ask a friend to sit with you while you work. Join a virtual group on Discord, Reddit, or FocusMate. Use silent co-working sessions in coffee shops or libraries. Set up digital doubles with Study With Me videos. Or pair tasks with a friend, like calling them while both of you clean your homes at the same time. This is the section you've been waiting for, the actual, actionable steps. If nothing else, pick one of these methods today and try it. The goal isn't perfection, it's momentum. Once you get moving, ADHD momentum kicks in, and the task feels less impossible. But here's something people don't talk about enough. Body doubling isn't just about productivity, it's also about connection. ADHD can feel isolating. You beat yourself up for struggling with simple tasks. You feel guilty for procrastinating. Having someone sit with you, even silently, reminds you that you're not broken. You just need a different kind of support. And when you succeed with body doubling, you prove to yourself that you can get things done. So as you try the practical tips I gave you, notice not just the productivity boost, but also how much lighter you feel emotionally. That part matters just as much. Of course, no strategy is perfect. Sometimes body doubling can backfire if your body double becomes distracting instead of supportive, or if you start relying on it so much that you feel helpless without it, or if you expect one session to solve all your productivity struggles. The key is balance. Use body doubling as a tool, not a crutch. Pair it with other ADHD strategies, like breaking tasks into smaller steps, using timers, or rewarding yourself to build a toolkit that works for you. I'll give you a quick challenge at the end to help you use body doubling the right way without becoming dependent on it. So, why does body doubling work for ADHD? Because it transforms loneliness into presence, procrastination into accountability, and chaos into momentum. It works because ADHD brains aren't motivated by invisible deadlines or silent to-do lists. They're motivated by people, by immediacy, by that subtle energy of someone else sharing the space. If you've been struggling to focus alone, maybe the answer isn't to push harder, it's to invite someone in. So here's your challenge. This week, try body doubling once. Ask a friend, join a co-working call, or even play a Study With Me video. And when you do, notice how your brain responds. If this video helped you understand why body doubling is such a game changer for ADHD, make sure to hit that like button or share this with someone who might need it. And now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried body doubling? Did it work for you? Drop your experience in the comments. I'll be reading every one. I'm Dave, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.